with David Aldridge. D.A., take it away.
Well, Kevin Durant said his days of trying to prove himself through basketball are done. He said, walking around with a chip on my shoulder is not my thing. I'm more relaxed in letting these days flow. I'm the best version of me. I don't need to prove who I am. I've been in it for too long. Kevin, this is a guy who is finally comfortable with himself.
All right, thanks, D.A. Brent, two explosive backcourts. When you were playing, who was the toughest guard that you found to defend?
Well, I would start off with a guy named Allen Iverson. And the reason that I start with that, the reason I start with Kevin is I just saw the back of the jersey all the time, so I remember Iverson clear as day. But if I went deeper, I would tell you guarding the Hall of Famer Mitch Richmond at a time when he was playing for the Sacramento Kings. They would run an offensive set, much like for Reggie Miller, multiple screens by a bunch of guys who were big and strong. That was not good for me to try to fight through those kind of screens. But if you gave Mitch Richmond 8 inches, 2 points.
And Richmond was strong and had bulk to his body.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
I can see the bruises. Looking at the starting five for the Phoenix Suns. Saric and Ayton at the 4 and the 5. Booker and Bridges are the wings. And it's Paul in at the point. And looking at the Nets, Durant and Prince make up the forwards. Harden out there with Irving, and it's Jordan in at the center. 2 on the clock. A nice shot by Booker.
Well, anytime that somebody scores, Devin Booker's the first option. He comes back and drills that one.
Paul against Irving. Now, here is Harden. He's guarded closely. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It goes on Devin Booker. Brooklyn shooting their first free throws here tonight.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that. Shooting 2.
Free throw good from Harden.
You know, it tells you something about Harden that he's led the league in free throw attempts so many times. This man is always in attack mode.
Second free throw, no good. And it's Phoenix's ball. Paul kicks to Booker. Another 3 for Phoenix.
This is why you love Chris Paul running your offense. Just move without the ball, find some space, and the ball will find you.
Now, here is Irving. All alone. And he knocks down the jumper.
Well, that's a needle in a haystack shot right there. You're not going to hit that one all that often.
Phoenix has gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Here's Paul. Rebounded by the Nets.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
How about Taurean Prince getting up there and slamming it down?
For the Nets, they come into this one following a loss to the Warriors in San Francisco. Booker in the corner. Goes up on the wing. The rebound by Harden.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
And there's the pass to Prince. Jordan kicks to Harden. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
Saric outside. Dishes it to Bridges. And he can't stop the run as he misses. And so it's Harden bringing it up for the Nets. It's a 5-point game. The last meeting was in this building where they were able to come out on top.
In the last meeting of these two teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers.
It was definitely that defense that carried them to that huge win that night. You have to figure they'll be primed to wreak even more havoc here in this one.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. Well, he might be an aging veteran in the NBA, but DeAndre Jordan is still terrifying for defenders when he's going up for the alley-oop.
Oh, he's such a great target still on the roll situation. You combine his length and athleticism now with the know-how and his tenure in the league, and DeAndre Jordan still could be an elite finisher on the inside.
Let's see the stat sheet here on DeAndre Jordan. Last season, he played outstanding. Last season, chipped in 11 points per game, 13 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he's been a rock in the middle for them over that stretch of games. Dominating the glass is his trademark.
I feel like those rebounds are wearing down and eroding the opponent. His effort right now, physically and mentally, has been good.
Nets leading by 8. Durant feeling it out a bit. Irving passes to Durant. And the jam by Kevin Durant.
When you find yourself up double digits in the first quarter, you know you're doing something right.
Well, dominant so far. That's the responsibility of the starters. Now let's see if everybody else who plays in this game makes the same kind of high-level contributions.
And here are the Nets. They're on a 16-6 run. Harden's shot is off.
He's going to be shaking his head on that one. Knows he missed an easy one.
Yeah, you can't make them all, and for sure you'll want him taking that kind of shot.
Now here's Booker. 29 points for him last game against Portland.
And don't forget about his assists. His playmaking was as good or better than his scoring. He was in complete control out there.
Devin Booker will score by any means necessary, and that time over decent defense, getting the contact.
Outside Durant from outside the arc. He can't get that one. The Suns go the other way with it. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Booker. Saric trying to break free. Again, the miss by Booker. Nets leading by 8. Pass to Durant. And finished off by KD.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, if you walked in at any point during this game to watch 5 minutes of play, one team played harder. We know who that was.
Saric attacking. And it's blocked by Jordan.
You see, you can't just throw up stuff like that with DeAndre Jordan lurking around.
Harden the pass to Irving. The shot's good.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
Like tonight, that all the hustle plays have meant so much to this team. Now just sustain some of that energy and keep comfortable.
Ayton, great positioning on the putback.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Harden outside. On the wing, Irving, defended by Paul. Got a hand on it.
Ayton flashing some good movement there and great timing.
Here's Booker. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. The 2K leaderboard provides us now with this list of last season's assist leaders. Third is Chris Paul.
Very few guys pass the ball better than he did. I mean, he didn't just have eyes in the back of his head. It's almost as if he had them on both sides, too.
Outside Irving. Kicks it out to Prince, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden.
Yeah, that's a tough one, Kev. An experienced player in the pro game shouldn't be making that pass.
Suns trail by 10. The drive by Booker, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to be on James Harden.
And Booker is tremendous at driving to the inside, throws himself at the D to get the call.
First trip to the line for him here.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
Free throw good, Booker. The starting gate, opening night in the NBA, Brent. What are you most looking forward to?
I just like to see who it is that, in terms of their competitive spirit right now, is coming out of training camp hungry. Let's see in the next couple weeks which team jumps out and which coaching staffs have done a great job preparing their team coming out of camp. Now, we know that teams can fall off, Kevin. The talent will catch up. Other veteran teams may get themselves back into a rhythm. But coming out of training camp, how much more together are teams and teams that have made changes? What are they playing like?
What's their chemistry? Exactly.
Let's find out how they're going to play this year.
Now, Booker, after the missed three from KD. Saric has the open look, and good, as it just snugs right down through the net. Nets leading by 6. To the inside. And Harden gets it to go in on the assist by Irving. And that's now 9 points for James Harden.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Paul kicks to Bridges. The dish now to Saric. Here's Paul. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Over Prince, and it's Paul missing. Bridges against KD. Lobs it up for Jordan. Got a piece of it. Saric against Irving. The 11-footer. The shot by Saric, no good.
It may not be the strongest inside presence in the league, but still, he's got to convert from there.
Suns trail by 8. Here's Ayton, and the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
That's with the foul there. Ayton's powerful on the inside at 7-2. He'll go through you.
And when you watch DeAndre Ayton, you really are just floored by how he moves. The amount of speed and agility he has for a player as solid as Ayton is doesn't come around very often.
Frank Kaminsky, he's checked in for Saric. And those physical attributes of Ayton are so imposing. Greg, who does he remind you of?
I mean, for current players, you see a bit of Embiid and how they both move so fluidly for 7-footers. From the past, I see a bit of David Robinson in his game.
For the Nets, they come into this one following a loss to the Warriors. Kaminsky, the pass to Paul. Back to Kaminsky. Bridges against Durant. 4 on the shot clock. There's the 3. Here's Ayton. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Ayton's so big inside, he turns a miss into an opportunity.
Irving passes to KD. Bounce pass from Jordan. And here's Harden for 3. And it's Ayton with the rebound. Ayton's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Booker. A rebound by the Nets.
Rough shooting night tonight, but you can't fault him for the effort.
Irving for 3. It drops for his 3rd basket. He's missed only 1 shot.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they shot the basketball.
And here is Kaminsky. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. A shot by Paul, no good. And so it's Harden bringing it up for the Brooklyn Nets. They're leading by 8, and they pick up 2.
So clever. He finds different ways to probe inside, and Kyrie with a great finish.
Phoenix calls timeout.
Look at all the coaching changes that the Suns have had through the years, and some of these young players have heard a lot of voices. 7 in the last 8 years, and the team's performance has shown that kind of inconsistency with up and down seasons.
And check out the numbers for Paul. Last season, he played outstanding. Averaged 15 points a game, 8 assists, and 4 rebounds. And it says a lot that when we see numbers like this from him, we aren't even shocked. He's that good.
Yeah, we really have just grown to get used to his greatness, and that's the level for him that he's on right now.
Now, here's Bridges. 8 points his last outing over Irving. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
Just love to see Chris Paul operate in that area. Slows himself down. Great balance. It's one of his many strengths.
Outside Irving. Here's the three, and the Nets another three.
Oh, man, this would be a different ball game if they didn't have this type of scoring to rely on.
Ball outside. Pass to Kaminsky. He kicks it to Bridges. Booker outside. Fires for three. The rebound by Prince.
This has not been a good quarter right here. Shot has been off the mark, and now it looks, Kevin, like he's pressing a bit.
Here's Durant. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up a little more sense of urgency.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Ball looking over the floor. Passes to Bridges. Shoots the three. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Harden can't hit. Suns trail by 13. Paul outside. From deep. The shot is good. It's his second bucket in 5 tries.
Once Paul makes up his mind, he does not hesitate on that play and is developing his three-point game later in his career.
Now, here is Irving. He's got 12. Bridges against KD. The putback, and there's Jordan putting it right back in. And the Nets lead by 12.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Kaminsky up top, guarded by Prince. Bridges passes to Kaminsky. Paul against Irving. Puts it up from 17. A rebound by the Nets. Jordan's got 11 rebounds in the game. Here's Harden. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Harden's got 13.
And Kyrie doing a good job of just setting everybody up, making sure there's a great pace and tempo to each possession offensively.
And Paul launches it from deep. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's Brooklyn, sitting with a comfortable lead, up by 14. They have been sharp from beyond the arc, putting on a terrific three-point shooting display. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And this team has shown their toughness and determination, and Kyrie Irving talks about what he sees in his teammates.
What's going to separate us is how close we are, and when we're in the trenches together, I'm looking to my left and to my right and knowing that these guys have my back.
They certainly do.
This team has assembled some hard-nosed, unselfish players. No better group for Irving to surround himself with.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And the Nets have been rolling right along here, Adam.
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
We've got Durant. Kyrie Irving is out there with Spencer Dinwiddie. Then there's Harris. And it's Claxton in at the 5, down low. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter.
And Devin Booker showing a nice touch around the rim.
Irving dishes to KD. Back to Irving. Offline with his 3. Suns trail by 12. Here's Booker. That one goes. Count it. Booker's got 4 points this quarter.
Booker does not lack confidence when it comes to his ball handling. Wow, sensational there.
Outside, KD. It's hauled in by Diallo.
Yeah, better than giving up the layup. You want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
Here's Dinwiddie. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 6 assists now in the game.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Now here's Booker. He's got 14. Suns moving the ball around. Paul kicks to Booker. Back to Paul. A 3 ball. Missed that one. Still looking for a shot. Just 2 for 9. Here's KD. Dinwiddie wide open. Hands it from downtown. Dinwiddie's got his second bucket of the night.
Of course, Kevin Durant, one of the game's greatest scorers of all time, but his ability within this offense to make plays, elevating the team.
The pass to Diallo. Kaminsky up top. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Kevin Durant.
Yeah, the defender all over.
Phoenix shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. The free throw drops for Kaminsky. Ray, you suited up for 6 teams in your NBA career. What do you think about some of the front offices that you came across during that playing time?
I think when you find a front office, when you move from franchise to franchise, is what it is that they value most. And there were some franchises, quite frankly, Kevin, that I played for where they just wanted you to show up on time, get there, play the game, and leave. Those franchises end up having a lot of struggle to find some footing in the league. They also find trouble finding attraction from free agency because people understand the culture of this league. There are other teams that do so many other things well, Kevin. You feel so much more valued as a player throughout your course of your career. Those are the places that end up sticking with you. And I think the league is doing a great job from top to bottom, moving in that direction. Now, some are doing it better than others. That will always be the case. But the idea around finding more completeness for what it is you provide a player is a great thing for everyone.
So it's Brooklyn now, following the score by Phoenix. KD drives in. That one doesn't go. It's his 5th miss and 10 shots from the floor. Booker against Dinwiddie. And Booker kicks to Paul. Johnson outside. Paul outside. 6 on the shot clock. With the floater, and the layup is up and in. Paul's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
A super touch on the floater there from Chris Paul, fooling the defense completely and then getting off the difficult shot.
Irving, good.
big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another, Greg.
And that's out of bounds. Phoenix will retain possession. Raul Meadows checked in for Chris Paul. Now here's Kaminsky. Dinwiddie covering. Shot clock at 6. For 3, Booker hits the three-point bomb. Booker's got 7 points here in this quarter.
He just lights out in terms of his scoring. Devin Booker's calling card.
Irving surveying the floor. Durant with a wide open look. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got his 8th assist here tonight.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
He's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
Now here's Booker. 17 points in the game. There's Doneto. The Suns need to get a shot off. Here's Diallo. The putback. Rebound, Brooklyn. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Durant makes it off the glass. KD's got 15.
KD gets down into the block and little shoulder shimmy and moves away from the defense. No way to get to that shooting window.
Now here's Johnson. On deep, Neto. It's hauled in by Harris.
Well, even though he misses that one, the defense has got to talk about that, Kevin. That's a bad miscue. You can't give up looks like that all game long.
It's leading by 14. Dinwiddie with it. 23 points for him the last game against the Warriors in San Francisco.
Yeah, but all around offensively, the performance was great. He knew when he had it going, but he also knew he could get other guys going. So his passing right up there on the level with his scoring in that one.
Here's Kaminsky. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Now, Dinwiddie, he has 5. Harris with him, and it's Johnson picking him up. From 17 feet out, KD can't get it to go. Suns trail by 12. Johnson, the pass to Neto. Here's Diallo, and Durant sends it back.
An extremely fluid athlete with sneaky explosiveness. It's a wonder Durant doesn't block more shots.
And the Nets miss again.
Well, after getting off to a great start, hitting those first 2 shots, he's definitely regressed a little bit in this quarter.
Here's Neto. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Pass to Booker. Shoots over Dinwiddie. No good from Booker. Nets leading by 12.
Every shot in his arsenal, Devin Booker, is pretty impressive. He can shoot it from deep. He moves well without the basketball. He can create with others. He is a young offensive force and is an interesting player to watch in terms of what develops next.
And the shot goes down.
Now, Booker is a special offensive player, can score, and starting to show his playmaking.
Outside Irving. Goes up with a strike. Rebounded by Kaminsky. Kaminsky's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And Brent, with Booker, the ball handling and creativity he has puts him among the elite guards in the league.
You wonder if Phoenix can find a way to get some more talent around Devin Booker. What happens when all of the attention is not on him? He's already proven he's a great scorer. Where else can he go?
So both teams making some changes here. Suns trail by 12. Pass to Neto. Kaminsky with the ball. Back to Neto. Booker outside. Takes the 13-footer. A rebound by the Nets. Jordan's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. Harden trying to get open, and that's Prince. That time on the assist by Harden.
Well, he knows how to score, and he does just that on that play.
Booker against Harden. No good from Booker. So for Phoenix, their last game a loss to the Trailblazers. Durant the pass to Prince, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And a four-year player at Baylor, Taurean Prince, something of a surprise lottery pick back in 2016. But Greg, he's become a very valuable player.
You know, he's one of those two-way power wings that it seems every team wants. A dependable three-point marksman who holds his own defensively.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Brent, you know, the moving screen is one of those very difficult judgment calls, isn't it?
It's a tough one, Kevin, but what you look for all the time in replays when you see that call, it's almost like the salsa. I'm looking at the hips and the feet. If the feet are too wide, and Kevin Garnett was the biggest problematic moving screen setter that I ever saw, being 6'11" and spreading out those sticks of his. But if the feet go wider than the shoulder, impossible. And then the hip move as the defender is moving around the screener, just enough of a nudge for him not to be able to catch up.
Yes.
Those are the ones where the referees, I think, are most in tune to in order to blow the whistle.
And the Suns call time here.
Yeah, and his shot selection iffy at best tonight. A lot of forced, contested shots this game. He'll be lucky if he just gets a talking to here instead of a ticket to the bench.
Courtesy of the 2K leaderboard, here's a peek at the league's top scorers from a season ago. James Harden, number 1.
And he's not going to forget that season anytime soon. And it's safe to say neither will anyone who watched him.
And so it's Neto with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Suns. They trail by 16. Kicks it to Booker. There's the pass to Ayton. Here's Neto. Dinwiddie covering. It's good from long range. Booker's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Suns.
This is a one-man show right now. He's on a mission to get him out of this hole.
Pass to Harden. Lets it go from deep. It's hauled in by the Suns. Their next game is at the American Airlines Center in Dallas for a game with the Mavericks. That'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour. They get it back.
And it's still a rare sight to see rebound numbers like the ones he's had tonight.
Well, this kind of effort will energize the team and get you going, just gobbling up every board.
Now here's Dinwiddie. He has 5. Durant gets an open look and hits. Durant's got 10 points in the quarter.
Pretty easy right now. Clear out, give him some space, let him get to work.
Sharks looking around. Booker outside. Charity strike shot. And that one hits back iron. Nets leading by 15. And it's Prince penetrating. Cloak loose. Bridges with the steal. Fast break. Here we go. Here's Booker. Great D that time from Durant.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots
when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
And I just love how aggressive Harden is inside. When he's deep like that, he is ready to finish with authority.
And Greg, when you're discussing and comparing James Harden and what he's done these last few years, you have to do it on a very historic level.
He's going to go down as one of the best to ever play the game. His production is incredible, and the skill level really is groundbreaking. Easily the best off guard in the league.
Suns trail by 18. Now here's Booker. 20 points for him. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on James Harden.
Booker being very active right now on the offensive end. Terrific at getting the defense to knock him around on the way up.
Phoenix shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. And he knocks down the first one.
They've hit every one of their free throws here in the second quarter. Very important when you're trailing.
So he gets them both.
A great player on a great role at the charity stripe. The D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
Now here's Harden. He's coming off a 37-point game against the Warriors in San Francisco. Durant, no good.
And just not able to find the target from three-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down one in the first.
Saric outside. Pass to Booker. The 3. Buries it from 3-point range. Booker's got 25 points in the game.
Devin Booker up there in usage rate, usually one of the top 5 players in the NBA, and right there you can see why.
Now, here is Harden. He's got 16. Here's Jordan, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Scraping and clawing, doing everything he can to grow that lead.
Emphatic on the putback stop.
Team's having a tough time containing him, attacking all the way there.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Passes it to Bridges. Clock at 6. Ayton against Jordan. Baseline J on the way. That one wide left. In transition, here come the Nets. Prince has got the ball. Offline from the top of the key. And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines and highlights for the Brooklyn Nets. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what were you all focusing on coming into the game tonight?
I come out with the intense focus and intensity that other teams can't match. Just doing whatever it takes to keep our tempo. Guys are in a great rhythm and we have a great tempo, so just trying to get everybody involved and do whatever it takes to win.
Well, we'll see if you can keep playing at your pace in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Kevin Durant was on fire in the first half. He ended up with 19 points, 2 assists, and 1 steal. He struggled in their last game, but he's not having any problems tonight. Really good first half for him. He was right on the mark. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
The consistency of Kevin Durant, it's remarkable. He gives you everything you could ask for on the offensive end. Prolific, efficient, and he does it night in and night out.
Shaq, what'd you think about Phoenix?
Well, with the way they struggled to defend the three-point line, it started to look like warm-up drills. Not be afraid to bring more defenders out high. They got to make life tougher on those outside shooters.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. You know, guys, Devin Booker has been exceptional here.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, just way too easy out there, and I'm sure Coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. Bridges and Saric make up the forwards. Devin Booker out there with Chris Paul. And it's Ayton in at the center, filling out the middle. Now here's Harden. Devin Booker missing his last shot. Booker against Harden. And here's Prince outside. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. 9 points for Taurean Prince.
That's a weapon of Tayshaun Prince's offensive game. Continues to look for consistency from there.
And Saric kicks to Bridges. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Down low, Durant gets to the rim for two with the D all over him. KD's got 21.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Here's Booker. Lays it up off the glass.
And if Booker has the defense on him inside, he can still deliver. He doesn't let that get to him.
Durant down low. Defended by Bridges. He gets that one. 23 points for KD.
How about that? Coming out to start the half, a perfect 3 of 3.
Ball passes to Ayton. Back to Paul. From 12 feet out, Brooklyn with the rebound. Irving's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Yeah, they're going to try to search out for somebody that's got a hot hand right now. 1 of 4 to start the half.
And so Booker will bring it up for the Phoenix Suns. The shot by Saric, no good.
1 of 5 here, Kevin, to start the half. Their offense looks like it's shrinking right now.
And the basket by Harden.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
Yeah, and the coach pretty smart for zoning in on him and giving him opportunities to stay with that confident play.
Well, the development for DeAndre Ayton is going to be all about the pick and roll, both how he runs it and defends it.
I agree, Kevin. If he works with Devin Booker out there as an offensive threat and becomes a guy who can roll with good hands and finish, that's a key for their offense. And you look at his size defensively, he can be imposing.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good.
DeAndre Ayton, born in the Bahamas and came to the United States in high school to become one of the top prospects going into college and then becoming the first overall pick in 2018.
Ayton hits them both. It's the Nets now. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Irving with it. Chris Paul covering. Irving double team. Here's Durant and finished off by KD.
I mean, what a talent this guy is. Durant has the ability to score from anywhere, and now picking his spots.
Harden with the defensive effort.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat. Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Coaching staff probably most proud of the effort of this team on both ends of the floor here tonight.
Here's Paul, following the bucket by the Nets. And the pass to Bridges. 5 to shoot. Here's Ayton. That shot off the mark. The Nets go the other way with it. Prince dishes to Irving. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And how often do players argue calls knowing that they are in the wrong? They know they're going after something that was the correct call.
Let's just say often, Kevin. I mean, you just never, the whistle.
Are they thinking ahead in terms of saying?
I don't think so. It's emotional. It's just an emotional reaction. I mean, you're out there running around and doing what you do, and you get a whistle, you're going to react to it like, oh, I did something wrong. Why am I in the principal's office right now? I want to get my side out. I know you saw it. Everybody does.
That sounds like you may have done a lot of that.
I try to avoid that, Kevin.
Did you? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't think that's healthy for you and your reputation.
Free throw good. James Harden. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Charge outside. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns. And the shot is good. Ayton's got 4 points in the quarter.
Maybe he's thinking at this point, man, somebody's got to help me. I can't do this all by myself.
Lobs it up for Jordan. And slam dunk by Jordan.
Well, determined that time to get to the rim, anticipating the pass, and a rim rocker.
Phoenix has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Pass to Bridges. Pass to Paul. Three-pointer. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Paul's got 10 points.
Nice job catch and shoot there. Chris Paul making it look simple and caught the defense a little bit out of position.
Here's Harden on the wing. He feeds it to Jordan. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got his 7th assist in the game.
Now, he shot a lower than average volume here tonight, but his efficiency doing it has helped the team build the lead.
Now here's Paul. 10 points for him. Here's Ayton. Inside. A nice shot by Booker. Booker's got 29.
That's a good find from Ayton, understanding the defensive scheme, and he just waited for his teammate to be open.
And Harden with the stuff.
And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did. Yeah. We felt it. Even over here, we felt it. Phoenix calls timeout.
And they're allowing too many points in the paint. Coach is going to let them hear about it.
Yeah, coach knows that. They know that. In the timeout, they're going to hear about it, make the adjustment.
Harris is checked in for Durant. Phoenix also making some changes. Frank Kaminsky comes in for Saric, and it's Johnson in for Bridges. Here's Paul. Irving with the steal, and here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Harden's shot is good.
This quarter belongs to him, and that's how you do it when you're out in front. Don't play it safe. Keep that momentum going.
Paul against Irving. Takes the 13-footer. The shot's good from Paul. Paul's got 12 in the game.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it.
Irving with it. Chris Paul covering. To the middle. Here's Harris. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Here's Paul. Kyrie Irving with the rebound. Irving's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Now here's Paul. Following the miss by DeAndre Jordan. Prince with the defensive effort.
And pulled out all the stops to fight his way inside, but the D just was not giving in.
Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Booker against Harden. They get a hand on it, and out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession.
And taking a look here at some numbers for Booker. Great showing for him last season. He was around 26 points a game last year, 6 assists and 4 rebounds. And he led the charge when it came to scoring, led the team.
Yeah, he shot the lights out all year long from a variety of spots on the floor. Love that versatility.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
And the dunk by Booker.
Well, Booker can mix it up. Once he's got a lane to the hoop, he jumps all over the defense there.
Brooklyn's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Harris kicks to Jordan. And here's Harden for 3, and it's Ayton with the rebound.
But still, eventually you got to feel like he'll start knocking those down again.
And here is Paul. He's got 12. It's deflected.
Such a good defender, Taurean Prince. Physical, good lateral movement, and has the tools there to snuff out a shot.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Diallo, he's checked in for the Suns. For Brooklyn, they have made 6 of their 7 attempts at the line in this one. First free throw is good.
Well, there is continuous energy in DeAndre Jordan's play, really hustling on both ends and influencing those plays with that activity.
And he makes the first but misses the second. Phoenix has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Paul with the ball. 12 points for him. Passes it to Kaminsky. To the wing on the left. 6 on the shot clock. Paul kicks to Booker. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Bottom line, you need shooters on your team who can space the floor.
Oh, there's no doubt he's a legitimate threat from downtown, and he's demonstrating that in this game.
Now here is Harris. Lobs it up for Jordan. Hammers the alley-oop through. And that's a double-double for him now. 11 points and 15 rebounds.
Love that pick and roll right there. DeAndre Jordan completes the play and very efficient at doing so.
Paul against Irving. To the paint. Here's Booker. Goes up again. Hands with the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last.
And checking out some numbers for Irving. He's coming off an excellent season. 11th in assists, 13th in steals, and he ranked in the top 15 in points per game, one of the league's premier offensive threats.
And he was the consummate playmaker last season. Completely unselfish, always had his head up, looking for the open man. The shot's good from Paul.
Always been so tough as Paul. These types of finishes are definitely not easy.
Now the pass to Harden. Down low, Harris lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Harris has got 4 points in the quarter.
That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there, dead on target.
Carter looking around. The rebound by the Nets.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And the shot goes in. And that's now 30 points for James Harden.
Down the stretch, he's been flat out awesome. He helped them get the lead, and now he's making sure they keep it.
Kaminsky finds Paul. High arcing shot, and he sinks the layup. Paul's got 16 points.
And not being as aggressive from the three-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
And that one, good. 32 points for James Harden.
And they're beginning to just flat-out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Carter, the pass to Johnson. Now here's Kaminsky. He's covered closely. That's good from Paul on the assist by Kaminsky. Paul's got 11 points here in just the second half. Well, we're now on the back end of what has been, Greg, an incredible career for Chris Paul. Perhaps no longer the undisputed best point guard in the game, but still a top talent.
And Chris Paul might not be the best point guard, but any team would be happy to have him. His efficiency and playmaking aren't going away anytime soon. And even though he's never been an overly athletic player, that aspect of his game still is strong as ever.
Brooklyn with the ball. The Suns getting the bucket. Harden surveying the D. Here's Harris. It's hauled in by Diallo. Diallo's got his 4th rebound in this one. From about 16. And it's Carter missing. Brooklyn's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it. 9 times they've missed.
You make shots like that, Kevin. Kyrie is showing just how confident he is in his offensive ability.
All against Irving. Now here's Paul. D right on him. Elbow shot is on the way. No good that time. James Harden getting it done for the Brooklyn Nets. And his big game just keeps getting bigger. That quarter sees him get over 30 points. Right back after this break. And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Here's Irving. They've got Harris. He's out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Claxton in at the center position. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Caruge passes to Irving. Here's Sampson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep. It's hauled in by Diallo. Diallo's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Johnson surveying the floor. Pass to Reed. 7-foot shot. Karuch grabs the board. And so it's Harris who will bring it up for Brooklyn. Outside Irving. Irving double team.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through. Carter against Harris. Carter outside to the inside. Neto goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Neto's got his first bucket of the night.
And he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Pass to Claxton. When it comes to choosing, Brent, the MVP, the Coach of the Year, the Rookie of the Year, all these different great awards, do you like the current voting structure for these big awards right now?
I don't mind the current voting structure. I don't know how you get away from what it is that, in terms of handing people ballots to figure out who it is that they think have earned those awards throughout the year, Kevin. What I don't like about the structure is that you have media members who are voting on things that have huge financial ramifications for organizations. And when that stuff happens with a player who's going to earn a supermax contract because he made an all-NBA team, what you're going to start doing is restricting smaller market teams from being able to afford the ability to keep their star player with the team. And so that needs to be fixed, and fixed immediately.
I do not like the media. Wait a minute.
Wait.
I am the media.
You are the media, Kevin.
Strike that. Let's rewind.
Can we delete that?
Here's Neto. Now Diallo. Johnson outside. And a miss there on the triple.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive. Changing ends quickly, getting the advantage in numbers and finishing. They've been doing it all night long.
Yeah, their energy level's been amazing. Battery bar still full, hustling and still working hard out there.
Phoenix with the ball. Following the three-pointer by Brooklyn. Here's Neto. Second shot opportunity. Reed misses. The Nets have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Harris misses.
And even without that three ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Irving against Carter. Now here's Diallo. Tight defense on him. Here's Reed. Johnson, the pass to Carter. Phoenix, no good that time either. Brooklyn's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Harris outside. Passes it to Claxton. The kick out to Irving. From deep three-point range, sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Irving's got 22 points. Phoenix has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. There's the pass to Diallo. A lot of missing stats from the 60s and 70s, but if we could go back and look at those actual numbers, any players you think would really be catching our eye in terms of, wow, I didn't know that guy was that good, or he's better than I thought he was?
Well, don't we always look at the incredible, mind-boggling numbers of Wilt Chamberlain
yes,
and think, what was that guy doing?
Yeah.
And we don't even have half of it.
No.
So Wilt Chamberlain comes to mind first. What I think about, Kevin, when that question comes up is how many great players through the 70s and also really through the 80s, because the three-point line wasn't accentuated enough, missed the opportunity to be even greater scorers. I mean, Jerry West with a three-point line.
Can you imagine that?
You got to be kidding me. So there's a lot of gap of those players too, that also, because of changes in rules and because the three-point line wasn't in, that we would be talking about in terms of nostalgia and their accomplishments with a much different voice.
Even someone as recent as Jordan, with the rules the way they are now.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable.
With the openness of the floor,
yes,
and what Michael could do, as if as if he wanted to prove he could do more.
Exactly.
Shoot 2.
First one falls for him. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Temple to pass to Karuch. Brent, we have seen some players refuse to speak to the media. For whatever reason, where should that line be drawn?
Well, there is a role and a responsibility, I think, of every player in the league, Kevin, given that it's an entertainment industry and that people have jobs around this league to tell stories, to have access to those players. Now, every player doesn't want to talk or get into certain things, but their availability should be made and people should have access to them. Look, I don't want to take out the trash every Tuesday, but I understand I got to do it at home. And so players have a responsibility to their franchise to be a voice at times.
I always thought you were terrific with the media.
Well, I appreciate that, Kevin. Maybe that's how I got this job.
Carter hangs. He takes it up and lays it in.
A fantastic move right there. Just that quick little reverse layup.
Temple the pass to Karuch. And a little luck that time, but it drops. And so it's Neto with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Phoenix Suns. Pass to Reed. Now here's Diallo. 8 away. Brooklyn with the rebound. Claxton's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Sampson. Pass to Luwawu. Something Commissioner Silver has mentioned, Brent, the possibility of a mid-season tournament. You ever see that happening?
It'd be interesting to see if that idea grows some legs here, Kevin, and adopting what it is that in soccer leagues in Europe have done for many years, because teams hone in on what those individual cups mean and the competition raises, and you earn something for the end of the year. If Commissioner Silver can find a way to get that done, it becomes very intriguing instead of an all-star weekend to have teams gather for a mid-season tournament with something on the line. Elevated competition.
Well, kids play that in high school. They play that in the college level. It would make sense that it could fit in the NBA as well.
It'd be interesting, and especially halfway through the year, to reinvigorate your fan base with something like that, I think would be great.
Good point. Pass to Reed. Here's Neto. He kicks to Johnson. The pass to Reed. 4 on the clock. Neto, the pass to Johnson. Brooklyn with the rebound. And the Nets with possession. They're on a 17-6 run. Here's Karuch. Banked in off the glass. Karuch has got 4 this quarter.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Pass to Diallo. Johnson outside. And that one is off. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Here's Karuch. Reed with the rebound.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
The Nets making a switch here. Musa's checked in, and the Suns making a change here. Here's Temple. Brent, we have seen some international showcase games the last few years. Do you like that trend?
Oh, absolutely. I like the fact that our league, we know how global it is with how many players from different countries are represented throughout the rosters around the league. But for our game to travel around to London and to Mexico City and have an opportunity for those fans to see what NBA basketball is like, I think it's an absolute win for the NBA.
I'd like to see more, actually.
Well, more time for those teams. The timing of some of those trips for some teams are a little bit tough in terms of the travel, but their appearances there mean so much more to grow the game globally. Always fun to look at. Not tremendously efficient, but the floater, boy, those sure are pretty.
Jerome passes to Johnson. Now here's Diallo. Pass to Jerome. 6 to shoot. Yes, that goes in.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And a coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Time now for an injury report. And let's get an update on DeAndre Ayton's injury. David, what's the news?
Hey guys, Phoenix's head athletic trainer gave me an update. He's getting looked at now for what the team is saying is a collapsed lung. Obviously something that is very serious and something they don't take lightly. And of course that would be a brutal loss for this team if he misses any time, as they're getting ready for the end of the season. Kevin?
Good information, David. He's certainly been on our minds. Now at least, Greg, we have a little more clarity.
Yeah, now they have the information they need to take the best course of action.
Everybody wishing the best for him. We all know how badly he wants to be out there playing alongside his teammates and competing.
Here's Temple. Pulls it from 20. The rebound by Johnson.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Brooklyn.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And you could tell they were ready for this one today, guys. There was something extra on the line, and they wanted it.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for James Harden.
Just really loved his activity level here tonight. Constantly mixed it up, and he threw himself into a lot of plays.
Here's Llewellyn. The Suns getting the bucket. From deep. It's hauled in by Diallo. Here's Reed. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game.
Doris, we know these teams have great perimeter play, and they rely on it a lot.
It feels as though, Kevin, the current rules in today's game favor ball handling. They favor shooting ability. They want high-scoring games with an ability to go unimpeded to the basket. And what it translates to me, it translates to pretty free-flowing basketball. You've seen the game evolve over the years. Kevin, what's your take on it?
I love the way that we see guys with great handles that can shoot and penetrate. I love the bigs outside. I got to tell you, Doris, there's nothing about the game I don't like right now.
I'm right there with you.
So the opening lineup for the Suns. Saric and Ayton at the 4 and the 5. Booker and Bridges are the wings. And it's Paul in at the point guard. Now here's Harden. He's coming off a 37-point game against Golden State.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
But tried by Booker. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And Brooklyn called for the foul.
The ability to drive with either hand. Booker gets the defender on his heels, draws the foul.
Doris, what has impressed me about Booker is that he's put up great numbers despite not having a lot of franchise stability at the start of his career.
No doubt, Kevin. For Devin Booker, his first 4 seasons, he had 4 different head coaches. That doesn't even start to touch the roster turnover he's dealt with. Through everything he's faced, he has produced on the offensive end. You love this guy's upside.
And the first one drops.
Well, there are very few scorers in the NBA who are as explosive as Devin Booker. Boy, when this guy finds his rhythm, he can take over a game from just about any part of the floor, and there's nothing the defense can do about it.
Both free throws good from Booker. Doris, I still think back to that game where Booker put up 70 points. I mean, wow, unbelievable.
Yeah, when Devin Booker starts to cook, he can get as hot as any player in the league. The one thing you want from Devin is consistency on both ends of the floor from game to game. That's how you go from good to great.
Harden gets the bucket.
Yeah, I love watching Harden be aggressive inside. One of the most efficient scorers in our game.
Looking at the Suns, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Trailblazers. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. On the wing, Booker, guarded by Prince. Just 5 on the clock. The tray, Devin Booker, and that's good. Booker's got 5 points so far.
Well, the mechanically sound shooting form of Devin Booker on display. That is pretty.
Irving passes to Harden. From outside, off the mark. Suns have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Sharch dishes to Paul. Got a piece of it. Ayton kicks to Bridges. Back to Ayton. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns. And here's Booker from the arc. Kevin Durant with the rebound. Brooklyn with the ball. It's a 3-point game. Outside Irving. There's the triple. Shot clock reset for the Nets. And the dunk by Jordan.
What about the intensity? Go ahead, Mr. Jordan. We see you working out there.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson did give me a few minutes to catch up with him. He said one of the key points defensively will be trying to limit the production of DeAndre Ayton, adding it's rare to see a player of his size and athleticism. And then you add in his shooting touch, he's a handful. It makes the defense take very difficult choices. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Lays it up and banks it in. Ayton's got his second basket of the game.
I love this young man's mindset. When he has the basketball, he's looking to score.
Pass to KD. Back to Irving. Over Paul. Irving misses. The Suns leading. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Paul against Irving. Paul outside. Sharch.
You think back to after the trade from Philadelphia, Dario Saric had a hard time getting settled in with Minnesota. They started him in a bench role, and it wasn't until he became a starter that you saw his productivity increase.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And 88 from the line a season ago. He was one of the best shooters in the league.
And he knocks down the first one.
Yeah, Dario Saric has a busier schedule than most NBA players because almost every offseason, guys, he spends his whole summer as one of the key players on the Croatian national team. He's a player who basically plays year-round.
Saric nails them both.
Boy, a really soft touch on display. It is a luxury to have a big man who can hit from the line at a consistent rate.
Harden the pass to KD. Lobs it up for Jordan. Out of bounds. Phoenix will take possession.
All right, a chance to check out some stats for DeAndre Jordan. Coming off a terrific season. Last season chipped in 11 points per game, 13 rebounds, and 2 assists. All-around brilliance for him lately. And guys, he's really taken his play to another level.
Don't you get the sense, Greg, that the confidence is building game by game, and he's starting to put up the numbers that back it up?
Nets trail by 3. Here's Harden. The basket good off the assist from Durant. And it's 8 points for James Harden.
He's looking confident right from the opening tip.
Paul passes to Saric. He kicks to Booker. Ayton dishes to Booker. Puts up a 3. Unable to get that one. And it's the Nets taking it the other way.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
For Phoenix, they've gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Pass to Paul. Saric up top, defended by Durant. Booker outside. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
I don't think there's any question, Greg. There are so many rules that favor the offense these days. You've got to be able to equal things out when an illegal screen is set. Well, DeAndre Jordan remains one of the best rebounders in the NBA. His ability to dominate the glass and get you extra possessions, just a thing of beauty.
Shooting 2.
That one drops. He ties it up. And with DeAndre Jordan, the rebounding is as strong as ever, Doris. But what about the rim protection?
Well, I think obviously DeAndre's block totals aren't what they used to be when he was turning away 2 shots a game. But there's more to defense than just blocking shots. And Jordan remains a plus defender.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
Listen, there's no doubt he feels like they should have the lead, but that miss will keep it all tied up.
Saric finds Booker. Second chance shot, and the rejection by Harden.
Boy, what a nightmare quarter for this guy. He's playing right into the hands of the defense at this point.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And here we go. Saric, the fast break chance. Another shot, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It goes on Taurean Prince.
Boy, give Saric a lot of credit. He attracted the defender's attention because he looked determined to score it.
Doris, there is nothing like opening night in the NBA. Every fan base just teeming with optimism for the upcoming season.
I think all of us are just so thrilled to have NBA basketball back. There's no losses in the losing column. Everybody's happy. Let's tip it off and go.
And guys have that little step, and these first weeks of the season are always exciting.
Oh, no doubt. Everybody's bursting with enthusiasm. Players are fresh.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Harris is checked in. Saric nails them both.
And one thing that's been plaguing the Suns for years, undisciplined play.
Greg, I think that shows up most typically in your bottom of the league in turnovers and personal fouls. Both categories 7 years running. when you're at a competitive disadvantage in terms of talent and experience, you can't afford to make those mistakes. We so often identify Joe Harris as strictly a shooter, but this guy, he is a tremendous passer as well.
Paul kicks to Bridges. And again, it's the Suns missing. Here's Irving. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Booker the pass to Šarić. That's a floater go. Some solid defense there from KD. And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for the Nets. 3-point lead. Last time they met was right here, and they came out with the win.
And the last time these two met, they were able to get a big win because of that bench production. Second unit might be a factor in this one as well.
Certainly something to keep an eye on. We'll see how the rotations go this time out. Every night it seems to be different.
Here's Paul following the basket by DeAndre Jordan. Yep, that one goes in there.
And young point guards can learn a lot from Paul. The way he handles the ball is remarkable.
Irving with the bounce pass. And Harden gets it to go in on the assist by Irving. 10 points for James Harden.
Well, the advantage they have right now is largely based on his play. What an outstanding night.
Irving against Booker. The rebound by Harden. Harden's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Another miss by Harden.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
I think expect them to go back to it because that's the kind of shot this offense is designed to generate.
You know, not a good start for him offensively. Just 2 of 8 from the field, but his confidence has not waned.
6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
Well, they're calling his number time and time again, and he is delivering.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix.
And you look at the cast-offs that have found success in Brooklyn, Doris, a great part of the Nets story.
And I think what the players appreciate is the team that gave them their first real shot to play significant minutes. That buy-in and urge to prove themselves a part of what makes their culture special.
While we have a second, let's show you the list of players who put up the most points last year. James Harden, number 1.
And he's not going to forget that season anytime soon. And it's safe to say neither will anyone who watched him.
Here's Paul. Brooklyn with the rebound. Jordan's got 4 rebounds now tonight. KD dishes to Harris. Outside Jordan. Back to Irving. Over Paul. Again, the Nets for 2.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
To the left wing. Kaminsky, the pass to Bridges. It's hauled in by Harris.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Well, we've seen this 1 or 2 times, have we not? DeAndre Jordan, finishing end of the alley-oop. Nice.
Booker against Harden. Fades and shoots. Yep, it counts. Paul's got his second bucket.
This guy plays with such confidence and ability to score in a variety of ways. Nice.
Irving passes to Jordan. Back to Irving. Lets it go from the wing. Second shot opportunity. And Durant finishes inside. And the Nets lead by 9.
And loving the hustle here early. I mean, they struck first on the offensive glass.
Here's Saric. Rebounded by the Nets. Jordan's got his 5th rebound in this one. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Of course, you can't help but notice that teams are shooting earlier in the shot clock. One theory being the faster you shoot, the more possessions you get. Well, and the numbers would speak to that.
No doubt, Kevin. And the reality is, for announcers and for fans, that breakneck pace makes it more exciting for us. One NBA coach told me this past year that your field goal percentage in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock gives you your best opportunity to make it. And the longer that shot clock goes on, the more your field goal percentage dips. So, hey, good for us, good for the fans, good for the teams.
And that's because the defense has a chance to settle, correct?
Exactly right.
Harden hits them both.
You can tell when he steps to the line the kind of confidence he has in himself. It's written all over his body language.
Booker finds Paul to the middle. Bridges misses.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
And KD throws it down.
And you can see their strategy coming in. They want to control the paint.
They have used their size and their strength to get off any shot they want. They've dominated on the interior.
Now here's Booker. 29 points for him last game against Portland.
And you know, guys, the other thing I really appreciated about his effort in that game was the effort and work on the glass. What a well-rounded performance.
Now here is Irving. Devin Booker missing his last shot. Here's Harden. Scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Ball kicks to Bridges. There's 39 seconds left in the first. Shot clock at 6. Paul looking around. And too long on the shot. Nets leading by 15. Passes to Harden. We've got 13 seconds left to play in the first. Outside Irving. And the jumper is good. Irving's got 9.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. Back right after this. Chris Paul talks about the matchups he faces at the point guard.
Toughest position in the NBA night in and night out is the point guard position. You know, every night you look at the board, the coach is pretty much going to say, their team goes as such and such goes. You know what I mean? So that's the toughest part, and that's probably the funnest part, too, because it's competition.
And CP3, one of the most competitive players in the game.
It's an obsession with him, and you can see how hard he gets after it every time he takes the court.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And the Nets have been rolling right along here, haven't they?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
I love the determination. They want to go after every rebound out there and overwhelming to the opposition right now.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for the Suns, Booker and Johnson fill out the wing. Chet Diallo is out there with Frank Kaminsky. And it's Paul in at the 1 spot. Dinwiddie dishes to Harris. Irving kicks to KD. Feeds it to Harris. Here's Dinwiddie. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Durant against Johnson. Booker outside. The pass to Diallo. Shoots over Dinwiddie. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Prince is checked in for the Nets. And Phoenix also making a switch. Ayton's checked in. Nets leading by 20. Dinwiddie passes to KD. Over Johnson. No good from Durant. The Suns shooting around 24%. Not a good showing here. Well, Doris, you knew that his free agency would be one of the biggest stories of the summer. Everyone tried their best to land Kevin Durant.
And even considering the injury, anyone would be willing and able to take Kevin Durant on their roster. Why? Because when he's healthy, you become an immediate contender.
And the future Hall of Famer loves to dish the rock. Paul has a pass-first mentality. He makes everyone around him better.
Kicks it out to Dinwiddie. From the arc, connects from 3-point range. And the Nets lead by 21.
Bringing that 3-point percentage up quite a bit this quarter, shooting it well. The lead's going to get a little bit bigger if they can keep this up.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much. Irving passes to Dinwiddie. Back to Irving. And it's Ayton with the rebound. Suns trail by 19. Paul dishes to Booker. Pass to Diallo. KD against Johnson. Paul outside. That shot missing. Great D that time from Irving. The drive by KD. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. KD's got his 3rd bucket of the night. Paul against Irving. Paul outside. Gets that one to drop. That's his 3rd field goal in 8 tries.
And when he plays with that kind of attacking basketball, almost impossible to stop near the rim.
And taken away by Paul. Over Irving. Backs down the step back J. 8 points for Chris Paul.
And the D just a step slow reacting to the step back.
Outside, KD. Off target with his 3.
Well, when you've been struggling as he has, you love that your teammates have really stepped up and taken the challenge.
Johnson's shot is off.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
Booker in the corner. And it's KD with the rebound. KD's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And then Durant with the dunk.
Well, drop the hammer, KD. How confident is this guy at the cup?
And so it's Paul bringing it up for Phoenix, trailing by 19. They can look forward to the American Airlines Center after this game. They'll match up against Dallas. Maybe the third game of this 3-game road trip.
They have been more dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Booker against Dinwiddie. Pass to Claxton. Kicks to Irving. Shot clock at 5. Over Johnson. Irving can't get it to go. Suns trail by 19. Johnson surveying the floor. And there it is for him. Johnson's got 4 points in the quarter. Brooklyn's gone 2 of 4 from 3-point range so far in the second quarter. Durant against Booker. KD passes to Claxton. That's in, coming off the assist from KD. Durant's got 3 assists in the game. Passes it to Ayton. Over to the wing. Here's Diallo. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Prince with the defensive effort.
And for the Nets, team dinners, you go to their practice facility, a beautiful rooftop space for team gatherings. Building chemistry is a focus for this franchise.
And that's not surprising, Greg, given that their front office is part of the San Antonio Spurs tree, so to speak. So staying connected as teammates, especially valuable in today's NBA. Love the culture here.
Last game for Brooklyn, it was a loss to the Warriors in San Francisco. They grabbed their own miss. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
Well, there's a lot that goes into rebounding. Anticipation, timing, commitment. KD embodies it all. There are very few players in the world who can do what Kevin Durant does. Under duress of the playoffs or a big moment in the game, Kevin Durant has the skill set and the mentality necessary to finish opponents off.
Jordan, he's checked in for Brooklyn. James Harden comes in for Spencer Dinwiddie.
One shot.
That's good from Durant. And that skill set of Durant's that, Doris, you just mentioned, there really is no comparison in the league.
I agree, Kevin. I mean, just to have that soft touch with that height he has is rare in itself. Now you think about the mobility and creativity to find a shot for himself or others in any situation. That is what makes him one of the all-time greats.
Timeout call, the Suns. Doris, we know historically the Celtics, the only franchise to ever have a 4-peat, 4 straight championships. Do you think at some point we're going to see another?
I'm not sure there can be in today's NBA, Kevin, and there are a number of different contributing factors. Number one, the salary cap implications that happened. Number two, look at the Golden State Warriors, who were well positioned for a 3-peat. And yet, as you know, luck plays a small part in an NBA championship. Luck relative to injuries. You see Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant both get lost in the midst of an NBA Finals. This is it's challenging enough to go back-to-back. Forget about 4-peat.
Moment to check out DeAndre Ayton for. Great showing for him last season. 10th in field goal percentage, and he did his share on the glass, battled his way into the top 15 in rebounds per game.
And you know, back to his tremendous efficiency shooting last season, top 10 in the league, his dead-eye shooting creates so many opportunities for that offense. Here's Booker, pocket 6, and again, unable to change momentum here.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Phoenix has gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Here's Neto, defended by Durant. Diallo. Nice defense from KD. The Nets have gone 7 of 16, shooting just under 50% here in the second quarter.
Boy, he was wide open. You wonder, did he overthink it? That's a missed opportunity.
Neto finds Booker. Suns moving the ball around, and it's Ayton missing.
I'll tell you, most of the time this guy's going to finish that, but that was tremendous defense that prohibits him from completing the play.
And you know, you can't impact a shot that close any better than he did on that possession.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same.
Here's Diallo, and he converts the layup. Diallo's got his first 2 points of the night.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Irving passes to Harden. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And Irving gets it to go on the assist from Harden. Harden's got 3 assists in the game. And so it's Neto with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Phoenix Suns. Up top, Diallo. His last outing, he had 8 points. Booker outside. Fires from the wing. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
I'll tell you, it's been a struggle for him in this period, and they're struggling as a result.
Irving passes to Jordan. He dishes it to Harden. And it's off from 3-point range.
And one thing I liked in the first quarter was their aggressiveness to draw the contact, putting the defense on the defensive.
Bridges with it. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Irving with a clean look. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 4 assists now tonight. Phoenix has gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. And there's the pass to Diallo. Pass to Neto. Shot from 16. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. And here's Harden for 3. Yes, indeed, it is good. He's now 8 for 14.
And defensively, you gotta respect Harden's ability to drive. That just makes him exponentially more difficult to guard out at the line.
And here's Diallo. From deep, Neto, and it's sent back by Irving. Fires from deep. Keeps it alive.
I love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. Pass to Diallo. To the paint. Here's Ayton. Booker outside. To stop the drought. The long distance 3 is buried. Booker's got 5 points in the quarter.
Yeah, releasing the ball at its highest point, that allows Booker to drain jumpers over people.
Irving kicks to Prince. Down low. And slam dunk by Jordan.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Boy, that's a play you just practice time and time again, and that's the result of the work put in.
Now, Booker. From deep 3-point range, and no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what was your plan for tonight?
I was trying to get assists in the beginning, and just having a good time out here. Got it going a little bit. Enjoying myself.
Okay, Kyrie, we'll see you in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. We've reached halftime of our first regular season game.
I'm swimming.
I thought you thought maybe the first half was going swimmingly. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet. Shaquille. James Harden led the way in the first half. He ended up with 19 points, 2 steals, and 5 rebounds. His great performance last game out seemed to carry right over into tonight. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
As we've seen, the deceiving quickness of Harden makes him so difficult to guard. He can go from slow to fast in an instant. Can stop on a dime, or he can take you all the way to the rack.
And over to Shaq. What did you think about Phoenix?
Sloppy ball, way too many wasted possessions, chucking up threes, missing them. I could hit more threes than that, Ernie. I hope they're talking right now about getting the ball inside, because that's what it's going to take. If they were hitting more threes, that'd be a different story. But if was a fifth, Ernie, you know the rest.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be.
Well, think about the Nets' Kenny Atkinson, a finalist last season for NBA Coach of the Year. This young coach got a well-deserved contract extension. And what I love is his team competes at a high level every night.
Inside, we got Prince and Jordan. Harden out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Durant in at the small forward. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Prince against Saric. Back to Paul from past the arc. Basket number 5 goes in. He's now 5 of 12 from the floor. And Doris, you think about how hard this Brooklyn team competes. I think they take right after their head coach.
I don't think there's any doubt, Kevin. Coach Atkinson is still willing to get on the court and jump into drills with his players. Let's remember, going back to the early days of his career, he was a player development coach. And before that, yes, he even played. That effort and willingness to break a sweat very much reflected in his group.
Passes it to Booker. Misses the 3. And it's Irving with the ball for Brooklyn. Harden outside. Here's Prince. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Here's Paul. The teardrop falls in. Paul's got 5 points in the quarter.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
Irving against Paul. Irving passes to KD. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. KD's got 15 points. Phoenix has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. The pass to Booker. Over Prince. Rebounded by the Nets. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Irving can't get it to go. Booker looking around. The dish to Bridges. Kicks it out to Paul. And they double up Paul. Bridges, no one around him. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Bridges has got his first points of the night. The Nets have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Inside, Harden, and Harden with the stuff.
You love the leadership of Kyrie Irving from the lead guard position. Yes, he's looking to score, but he's adept at finding the open teammate.
Saric outside. He kicks it to Bridges. Hits it from 3-point range. Bridges has got his second bucket of the game to go.
At his size, Dario Saric can see the floor, and he knows how to put it on time and on target.
Irving against Paul. Shoots from 12. Again, the Nets for 2.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Saric outside. Kicks it to Bridges. Jacks up a 3. Another 3 for Phoenix.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Irving for 3 from beyond the arc and then some. Irving's got 7 points for the quarter.
His first triple of the second half. That makes 3 for the game.
Paul against Irving. Now here's Booker. 12 points for him. Here's the teardrop. Brooklyn with the rebound. Jordan's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. He lobs up the alley-oop pass.
Yeah, nice silky finish on the alley-oop from the stupendous feed.
That sequence couldn't have been executed any better. Irving against Paul. Bridges for 3. The rebound by Prince. For Brooklyn, they've gotten 8 of their 11 shots to drop since the break. A great third quarter for them offensively.
How good a playmaker are we watching? Always leading, always trying to create for others. I think the player most closely identified with the Phoenix Suns the last 3 years, obviously Devin Booker. You know, here's a guy who averaged well over 20 points. He can beat you with the pass as well. He's the piece that gives this team great hope for the future. Well, he had the defense's attention, dropping 2 threes in the first half, but he hasn't made one since.
And everything is dropping for them. Terrific second half run.
And I think, Greg, it's been all about their offensive efficiency, shooting the lights out in this quarter.
Spencer Dinwiddie's checked in for Irving. And then for Phoenix, Kaminsky, he's checked in for Saric. Johnson comes in for Bridges. And it's Carter in for Devin Booker. And what's astounding, even with Booker, the Suns have been last, Doris, in three-point accuracy 2 straight seasons.
Yeah, and I think that speaks, Kev, to the roster construction. You need floor spacing to win games, and it can't be from just one guy. This franchise knows that. They just haven't been able to yet solve the problem.
And again, it's the Suns missing.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
And I think you can start to feel their frustration mounting. With every missed bucket, it becomes more and more desperate.
To stop the run, Paul's shot is off. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Floats one, and Harden. And the nice bucket inside. Harden's got 11 in the second half. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Ayton dishes the ball. Shoots over Dinwiddie. And Paul with the basket on the assist by Ayton. And that's 15 points for Chris Paul. Dinwiddie outside. Outside, KD. Harden outside. Fires the 3. Drills the three-pointer. Harden's got 33.
Well, they're leading in large part because of the work he's put in this quarter. This is nicely done.
Pass to Ayton. A rebound by the Nets. Harden's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. It's tipped. It's deflected.
Boy, really tough to score on DeAndre Ayton. Such a patient shot blocker, guys.
Phoenix has gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. Paul outside. to Kaminsky. Shoots over Dinwiddie. And the basket by Kaminsky.
Looked like some confusion defensively that time. Left him wide open for a nice look on the jumper.
Harden the pass to Jordan. Here's Harden on the wing. Defended by Carter. Durant, no good.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
Johnson kicks to Paul. Dinwiddie against Johnson. Here's Ayton. Paul for three. It's hauled in by Kevin Durant. KD's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. And now that's 35 points for James Harden. Ball against Dinwiddie. Sweet little floater.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Well, he's attacking, he's forcing the issue, and that's simply stated a terrific play.
And they call an illegal screen here.
All right, a chance to see stats for Paul. Last season, he played outstanding. 3rd in assists, and his ability to pressure and disrupt defensively was obvious. He ranked 3rd in the league in steals.
And as you mentioned, top 3 in assists last year. He did a great job of setting the pace, finding the open man, making the simple delivery. Johnson kicks to Carter. Back to Johnson. Over Durant. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And so it's Dinwiddie with it. He'll bring it up for the Nets. And here's Harden for 3. Suns shooting 44% on their field goal attempts in quarter 3. That's a 2 from Paul, and he hits the jump shot. Paul's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
Yeah, what you like about Paul in the pick and roll, not just excellent timing with the pass, but the placement. It's always where it needs to be for the finish.
Here's Harden, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Harden's got 18 points now here in the second half.
Well, all night he has made an impact at the offensive end. Now he's trying to shut the door.
And this is what the schedule looks like coming up for the Phoenix Suns. On Saturday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the Dallas Mavericks. Then on Wednesday, they'll take on Karl Anthony Towns and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Dinwiddie against Paul. Prince with it. To the paint. Here's KD. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Well, Kevin, the to-do list when you're trying to guard Kevin Durant is long, and he's used that added strength to power through contact.
Harris is checked in for Prince. Doris, you and I enjoy discussing pure scores, great shooters, but guys that can score a myriad of ways. Give us a couple of names that we don't always hear about that really impress you.
Well, one young man who I think has got an offensive game that is really continuing to grow and is quite beautiful already is Zach LaVine. But probably the best example, Kev, would have to be the multi-time winner of the Six-Man Award, and that's Sweet Lou Williams. This guy can score against any defense. He's great in pick and roll. He has become a better playmaker, but Lou Williams is a problem to guard.
And as people will say, he is a professional scorer.
That's perfect, yes.
And that one falls for Paul.
And the future Hall of Famer continues to get it done. Paul is a special point guard who just wants to win.
And Paul drills both of them.
And until their playoff run, the Brooklyn Nets weren't a team we thought of as a free agent destination. And Doris, you almost forget that they play in the biggest market in the country.
And Greg, who would have thought that in New York and Los Angeles, arguably the most competent franchises would be the Nets and the Clippers. These are two of the historically dilapidated teams no longer content to play second fiddle in those major markets.
Carter dishes to Ayton. Over Jordan, and that one's good. Ayton's got 6.
Don't let DeAndre Ayton get comfortable. This guy is a problem on the interior.
Harden against Carter. Dinwiddie outside. Back to Harden. Ayton against Jordan. Here's Harris. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
I think it might surprise people that Joe Harris does not mind contact on the interior. That's a nice shot. Wow.
Ball against Dinwiddie. And here is Paul. From deep. But they recover it. No good there.
Not just a threat on offense. Dinwiddie is a fantastic defender. Takes advantage of his speed and his reach.
James Harden getting it done for the Brooklyn Nets. He's approaching 40 points for him in the game. He's scoring in just about every way possible. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates, Greg. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. On the court now for the Suns, getting going here in the 4th. You've got Diallo, also Johnson out there. And it's Carter in at the 2-guard spot. Doris, in 2004, the Charlotte Bobcats became the NBA's 30th team. When do you think we're going to see another team added, whether it's an expansion or even multiple expansions?
Well, let's go directly to the most important source, and that's Commissioner Adam Silver, who has said that expansion is inevitable, but right now not a huge priority. So, you know, listen, we've heard Seattle is on the short list of cities that wants to get a team, and what a great city, what a great NBA fan base. I hope someday we get back to Seattle.
So much history up there. You're correct. Here's Reed. Carter outside. No good on the 3. For 3, Harris. That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got 3 assists in the game. And so here's Phoenix. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Neto. That shot off. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. Dinwiddie wide open. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
Boy, Spencer Dinwiddie does such a great job getting on balance and with his touch off the dribble. Easy work.
Here's Neto. Down low. Here's Diallo. Doris, all right, this is going to come out of the blue here, but if you had to choose between raising the height of the basket or widening the floor or even widening the lane, which would it be?
I have very strong feelings on this, Kevin, and for me it would be widening the floor. And the reason I say that is it feels to me in the last couple of years there are more sideline violations where teams are turning it over because they're trying to get to that corner three, one of the most advantageous, best shots in today's game. But because that three-point line is so close to the sideline out of bounds, we're seeing too many violations. So if I had to choose between one or the other, I would absolutely widen the floor.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Irving's checked in. Both good from the line that time.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. It's hauled in by Diallo. Diallo's got 4 rebounds in this game. Carter on the wing. Passes it to Diallo. Misses from close range. The Nets have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. To the inside, Sampson. Reed with the rebound.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And what you love about his work defensively, the ability to challenge and change shots without fouling.
Outside, Carter. Brooklyn with the rebound. Harris looking it over. Kicked away. And the pass to Neto. Shoots from the right block. Connects. The jumper drops.
They ran that set to perfection and got a terrific look out of it.
They've shared the load offensively.
And guys, they put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react, and that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
Here's Irving. It's good. Irving's got 9 points now in just the second half.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Here's Neto. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Well, defensively, to me, you've got to do a better job communicating once the screen comes.
And it's Irving with the ball for the Nets. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Harris against Carter. Now Irving. Clock at 4. Tries from 16. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Boy, the shot clock near 0. There is no doubt Irving is connecting there. He seems very assured in low clock situations.
Back to Neto for 3. Karuch grabs the board. For Brooklyn, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor.
Well, he is tailor-made for the catch-and-shoot game. Joe Harris, a knockdown shooter.
Neto, the pass to Diallo. Here's Reed. Of course, it seems like Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, is one of the most well-liked commissioners in all of sports worldwide. Why do you think that's so?
Well, I think he was amongst the most important members of the staff of his predecessor, David Stern, who obviously oversaw the greatest growth in NBA history. The NBA became a global game. But Adam Silver didn't skip a beat. He is a great listener, a great communicator, and I've said this about the NBA for a very long time. It is a league that is in constant self-evaluation process. It is always looking for ways to improve the league, whether that means organizationally or with the play between the lines, and that's all you can ask for, Kevin.
Here's Neto. That's tipped.
I'll tell you, this guy is doing absolutely everything he can to get himself going, but the team is struggling because he's struggling.
Here's Irving, and he banks in the layup. Irving's got 6 here in this quarter. Phoenix has gone 0 of 3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Here's Neto to the middle to end the run, and the layup is good.
Always helps to get these kinds of looks, right? Super easy to convert from that distance.
Now here is Harris. Pass to Irving. Knocks it loose and taken away by Johnson. And Phoenix pushing it up now. Here's Neto. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. Helps teams if they can keep the rights to their best player. We see it in other leagues. Could the franchise tag ever make its way, do you think, to the NBA?
Well, this is going to be a negotiation point between the Players Association and the league itself. And the reality is it's going to have to be negotiated. What we know unequivocally, Kevin, is that these players now in the player empowerment era have more control about what franchise they play for and how long the duration of their contract is. How this all shakes out remains to be seen, but it is a point of conversation amongst the 30 NBA teams and the league leadership. There's no question about it.
And at 6'6", Joe Harris has been asked to play a lot of minutes at that small forward position. Doris, do you think that's his natural spot?
Well, I think he's gotten pretty good in terms of his strength, if not the length for the 3 spot. He's worked really hard defensively to get better and better. And offense, though, that's where he's going to make his money. He can make shots consistently.
And that one misses.
The 33rd pick in 2014 out of the University of Virginia. Boy, has Joe Harris found his niche the last couple of seasons as a dead-eye shooter.
And he's good on the second. And Doris, more recent. We've seen Harris's offensive efficiency go through the roof.
It really has, Kevin, and it's not just his long-range shooting. He understands that he had to be adept at attacking off the closeout because they're going to take away that three-point shooting. He's got to be able to do both, and he's proven he's willing to.
Launches it. Rebound, Brooklyn. Here's Temple. On the wing, Harris. Remember the time, Doris, when it was rare to see stars changing teams? Now we read about it every day.
No question, Kevin. Think back to my formative years watching the NBA as a fan. Larry Bird was a Boston Celtic. Magic Johnson was a Los Angeles Laker. The trend in today's NBA is that shorter player contracts, more player control over where they want to be. And the reality is this, Kevin, at some point, free agency entered the equation. It's appropriate, it's fair, they've earned the right to choose where they play.
Temple, the pass to Karuch. There's the lob for Harris, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. To the paint. Shot good by Diallo. Diallo's got 6 in the quarter.
Well, the coach loves this kind of ball movement. Anytime you create something inside the free throw line, you know it's a good look.
Here's Karuch. He's guarded by Diallo.
You love the anticipation there. Made sure to box out, knew where the ball was going, and doesn't let anyone impede him from pulling in the glass.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Harris outside. And Temple kicks to Sampson. Just 5 to shoot. Over Reed. And the Nets miss again. Phoenix has gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Here's Sampson, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. And it's good for 2. The Suns shooting a paltry 33% in the fourth. Not a good showing for this offense. Jerome passes to Diallo. Now here's Johnson. Lets the three fly. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Now the D giving him a little bit of space beyond the three-point line, and that's all the room he needs.
Here's Temple. Harris kicks to Sampson. Pass to Claxton. Here's Temple. Fires it up. That shot misses, and Phoenix will come the other way. Johnson with it. Pass to Jerome. Got a piece of it. Here's Temple. Now the pass to Sampson. Doris, basketball continues to gain in popularity around the world, doesn't it? It's amazing to me.
It does. Adam Silver, the commissioner, has said, I believe we can be the #1 spot in the world. Obviously, they'd have to overcome the soccer, and that's popularity. But think about this, Kevin, how inclusive a game basketball is. And the love spans across gender, race, ethnicity, religious affiliation. And the best part about the game of basketball is this, Kevin. When you're growing up and trying to get better, you need a ball, you need a hoop, and you need you, and you don't need anything else.
That is so well said. 5 on the clock. Karuch passes to Temple. Here's Karuch. He's guarded by Diallo. And Temple kicks to Harris. Pass to Sampson. The Nets need to get a shot off here. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Here's Jerome. Floats one up. Here's Diallo. Drops in the layup for two.
The tenacity on the interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Claxton the pass to Karuch. He kicks it to Temple. They need this one. It's hauled in by Diallo. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Kyrie. Nice win tonight. What was your thought process coming into the game?
You know, I was just going out there trying to compete on every play, trying to play as much defense as possible. You know, just sticking to our game plan. We had a game plan going in, and we executed.
Got it done at both ends of the floor, Kyrie. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone. Clark, great guards tonight for both teams. Did you ever spend any time in the backcourt at any level when you were playing?
No, I was a ball handling forward, Kevin, and it served me well, but I was not a guard. I was a forward that could dribble and pass fairly well.
So you were ahead of your time, because that's all we see now in the NBA, right? Guards are not always bringing the ball up.
Yeah, you know, somebody just mentioned that to me, Kevin, that I was maybe a tad ahead of my time back in the late 70s.
And now the opening lineup for Phoenix. Saric and Ayton at the 4 and the 5. Booker and Bridges are the wings. And it's Paul in at the 1 spot.
Love the speed with which Harden gets his shot off. Timing his release beautifully off the pass. Nice stuff.
And it's Paul missing.
That's exactly the look they wanted, guys. Right guy, right play, wrong result.
And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Irving against Booker. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Given the size disadvantage, you have to have a lot of confidence to take that shot.
And you know what? He does. I mean, in the NBA, you've got to have ways to score over defenders of all sizes.
Now, here is Harden. He's coming off a 37-point game against Golden State.
Yeah, and it seemed like he spent about half the game shooting free throws. Credit him for really taking it to the defense.
No good from Booker.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Inside, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And Irving is comfortable running the offense. When a teammate's open, he's quick to whip it around and get him a good look.
In transition, here come the Nets. And it's Harden slamming it down.
And Harden, an absolutely vicious dunker. Terrific at bouncing towards the rim for the epic throwdown.
Sharks looking around. And there's the pass to Booker. Offline with his three. The Nets have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Pass to Irving. It's deflected. Here's Jordan. Phoenix grabs the miss.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Pass to Booker. Over Harden. Phoenix no good that time either.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling and he still misses, boy, he wishes he had that one back.
Here's Irving on the money from 12 feet away.
And the mid-range shot of Irving is impressive. He has wonderful form with that shot.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
In a moment here, let's check out the numbers for Jordan. He's coming off an excellent season. Last season chipped in 11 points per game, 13 rebounds, and 2 assists. And really just excellent numbers. I like what we've been seeing from him across the board.
I do too. I mean, he's playing with much more focus now and a much higher level of intensity.
Shoots from 14. The shot's good from Paul.
You know, I don't care how tight you play him. It's very hard to keep Paul from knocking that shot down. His in-between game is lethal.
Now here's Harden. And the 3 off target. Paul against Irving. Paul passes to Ayton. And Ayton throws it down.
You know, this is why they trust Paul to run the offense. I mean, he's so good at getting the ball to guys on time and on target.
Last season, the Suns made DeAndre Ayton the #1 overall pick in the draft. They had no hesitation, Greg, in making that call.
And when a player like Ayton, who was in the Rookie of the Year combo from the get-go, is available, you have to take it. Not only is the upside sky high for Ayton, but he was an impact player from day one for the Suns.
Booker. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
Boy, at the offensive end, his game is so impressive. I mean, he's a threat every time up the floor.
Passes to Jordan. The 3 from Harden. The shot, no good. And Phoenix will come the other way. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Nets. That one was played in Brooklyn.
And they'll want to show that they're a much better team than they demonstrated last time out against these guys. At the very least, avoid another blowout.
And it really was the turnovers that fueled the blowout. I mean, a lot of questionable, poor decisions by them with the ball. And when that happens, you can get blasted.
And Durant has just such a fluid release, very efficient shooting the ball from that mid-range.
Saric up top, guarded by Prince, and Saric kicks to Booker. Goes back up, and Ayton with the layup. Ayton's got his second basket.
A towering presence on the offensive glass. Ayton uses his height well to keep possessions alive.
Irving passes to Durant. Shoots over Bridges. KD's shot is good.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Looking at the Suns, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Trailblazers. Booker with no one around, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Booker's got 6 points.
And he is just so tough to guard. He can fake you one way and then use that beautiful spin to just blow by you.
Harden, no good.
Well, I admire the fact he's trying to power through this rough stretch, but on occasion you'll have periods like this.
Jumps up, and he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
And you can see the importance of that steal. Really a 4-point swing with the conversion at the other end.
The Nets shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him.
You know, for a team like the Nets building without top picks, player development becomes critical. I mean, the Nets have made that a key focus for their franchise, and you can see the results paying dividends now.
Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep here to the inside. Durant, rebound by the Suns. Here's Bridges. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet, and it's blocked by Jordan.
Hey, get that weak stuff out of here. Take it home. Jordan is fantastic at rejecting those kinds of shots.
And again, no good by Brooklyn. Mark, you were talking about the Nets player development. Guys like Spencer Dinwiddie and Joe Harris were signed as free agents.
Yeah, and you know, guys, a coaching staff dedicated to taking them to the next level in terms of improvement and player development, the investment they make in their top-notch training facility, all of that focus paying off for them.
Here's Jordan following the basket by Chris Paul. Jordan kicks to Irving. Off target from outside.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
And it's the way Ayton uses his body inside. It's what allows him to get so close to the basket.
Good. 6 points for James Harden. And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Suns. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kenny Atkinson and I got a chance to talk for just a bit. One player he mentioned was Chris Paul. Coach said he is just a gamer. He'll do whatever it takes to win. And we've got to have that same determination. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. Jordan with the rebound.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Irving, good.
I love the three-point shooting of Irving. Excellent at dialing it in from deep, and you've got to respect his range.
Now here's Paul. The pass to Bridges. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Playing for the Phoenix Suns with a franchise-high 9-year playoff drought. There is pressure on this team to find their way out of that long rebuild.
And their moves on draft night, they raised some eyebrows. They've got some young talent, but can new coach Monty Williams turn them into a winner? Long-suffering Suns fans certainly hope so.
First one falls. Clark, there's nothing like opening night. Preseason in the rearview mirror. Now the games count for real. Terrific time.
Yeah, exciting for everybody because hope springs eternal for all teams in the league after you get beyond preseason. And the games do count. They start calculating and documenting W's and M's.
Ayton hits them both.
And a great front office in Brooklyn. General manager Sean Marks taking over in 2016, and he just signed an extension.
And you know, guys, that San Antonio tree has some great branches on it all over the league, and he's one of them. I mean, he's been a player, a coach, has worked in the front office. Marks understands all sides of the basketball business.
Now Booker, 29 points for him last game against Portland.
And they were just struggling to stop him. They sent him to the line over and over, and the free throws were a big part of the game.
Now here's Ayton, and the basket by Kaminsky.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Jordan finds Harden. It's tipped.
And using that wide reach to reject shots. Ayton can't afford to throw up weak stuff around the big fella.
The shot's good from Paul.
You know, guys, that's what he does. He just loves to play that kind of attacking basketball.
Paul against Irving. Pass to Harden. But they'll get another chance. Prince, the pass to Jordan. Second chance effort. And it's Ayton with the rebound. Ayton's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Pass to Booker. He feeds it to Kaminsky. Just 5 on the clock. Paul for 3. Rebounded by the Nets. Jordan's got his 6th rebound on the night. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Irving's shot is good. The Suns leading. Passes it to Kaminsky. He kicks it to Bridges. Drills it from outside.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Now here's Jordan. 8 points his last outing. Irving. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. And it's 9 points for Kyrie Irving. Ball against Irving. The pass to Kaminsky. Here's Bridges. Kicks to Booker. Now, here's Bridges. 8 points his last outing. Here's Ayton. And it's blocked by Jordan. And that's out of bounds. Phoenix will retain possession. And here's Booker from the arc. And the Suns get it back. And here is Bridges. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Bridges against Harden. And the layup's good off the glass. Now just a 1-point Suns lead.
Tremendous speed on the drive. Harden is consistent in attacking the basket.
Booker with it. He has 6. side at the free throw line. Here's Ayton. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Suns ahead, leading by a point. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. Chris Paul, an elite defensive player, a student of the game for sure, talks about his knack for making a lot of steals, forcing turnovers.
The steals thing is just something that I've always had a knack for doing, and just I think it's because I watch so much basketball.
Well, you hear about the importance of watching film, Greg. It reveals itself in many ways.
And learning guys' habits, what they like to do, gives them a knack for when to go after steals without hurting his team.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. What stands out to you from the Suns in this one?
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
And, you know, their rebounding advantage has been glaring, simply outworking them on the boards for that entire first quarter.
Harris is out there with Durant. Then it's Harden. Then there's Spencer Dinwiddie. And it's Jordan in at the center position. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Phoenix.
Guys, right from the start, it's been apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
You know, we've seen them bearing their fair share of mid-range jumpers tonight, too. I mean, that's a good start for them.
And he makes the first. Clark, if you were a coach on a team, what would you want to see from a guy by the end of his rookie season in the NBA?
You know, Kevin, I won't be specific because I think it's more general in my estimation. Owning his development, whatever that means, embracing how he's going to get better. If it's a particular area of the game, yes, but understanding the professionalism of work ethic and developing good habits and really owning that. That's what I would want to see.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. 23 points for him the last game against Golden State.
And what opened things up for him was his passing. He was making so many plays that the D had to play off of.
Al Paul. James Harden missing on the three. Paul outside. Shoots over Dinwiddie. Paul can't get it to go. Nets trail by 3. Up top, Durant. And Kevin Durant with the slam.
Set up on a platter that time by Harris. A room service dime right there.
Booker against Harden. Here's Booker. He's got 6. Pass to Diallo. Here's Paul, and it's blocked by Jordan. Here's Harden. Oh, and James Harden throws it down hard.
And I think one of the things understated about Harden, he's a great athlete. I mean, he can rise and bounce. He's strong. He's quick. He can easily punch it on you when he gets to the rim.
Now here's Kaminsky. Paul outside. Johnson. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson.
All right, a chance to look at the numbers for Paul. Coming off a terrific season. Averaged about 15 points a game. 8 assists and 4 rebounds. And he's very steady with that second unit, running the offense and getting them into their sets.
Right. I mean, your backup point guard simply has to hold the fort, maintain the status quo, share the basketball, and minimize mistakes.
And here's Harden for 3. Phoenix grabs the miss.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
And that one goes long.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. I'll tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
Last game for Brooklyn, it was a loss to the Warriors in San Francisco. Paul surveying the floor. There's Kaminsky. Count it. Good.
I like the way Kaminsky takes advantage of using the angles now. He plays smart inside.
Brooklyn trailing. Dinwiddie outside. Here's Harden. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Kaminsky's got 4 rebounds in this game. Booker dishes to Paul. Bounce pass from Diallo. Paul outside. And so it looks like the Suns will retain possession here. And let's see what the Nets have coming up. On Friday, they'll be playing against Lou Williams and the Los Angeles Clippers. Then on Sunday, they'll be facing Hassan Whiteside and the Sacramento Kings. Here's Booker. 6 points for him. Clock is at 3. Hands with the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last.
Here's a look at the stats for Devin Booker. Great showing for him last season. 7th in scoring, and his passing skills were on full display all year. He ranked among the top 15 in assists.
And back to his points per game average last year, he literally propped up the team's offense whenever they needed it.
And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball. And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
The Suns trailing. Johnson outside. Pass to Booker. Lets it go with the 3. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson. 9 points for Devin Booker. Well, guys, this first half has been about as tightly contested as you could hope for.
There have been a lot of lead changes. My goodness.
Harris passes to Dinwiddie. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
And season 4 for Coach Kenny Atkinson with the Nets. You got to be impressed with the job he's done in Brooklyn.
Yeah, you know, Kenny is a hard worker. He's a bit of a grinder if you were trying to term what category he might fit into. And you see that in his team. And, you know, he admits it. He's getting better just like his players are. And that's a great, great statement because we're all hopefully getting better as we move forward.
One shot.
And the 6'6" point guard Spencer Dinwiddie, 2nd round pick of the Detroit Pistons in 2014. You know, Greg, they might have wished they held on to him.
One of the most improved players in our league. Last season, he signed that 4-year, $48 million extension from the Nets, rewarding his growth.
No good from Booker.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
And then Durant with the dunk.
Hey, we know Harden can score, but he also has great vision.
Here's Neto. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Booker with it. He's picked up by KD. And Durant sends it back. In transition, here come the Nets. Harden's got the ball. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Brooklyn.
Well, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half. Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Dinwiddie passes to Durant. Picked off in midair. Suns trail by 5. Passes it to Neto. Good. A nice assist from Booker. Neto's got his first 2 points.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Al Harden. He's got 10. There's the pass to Durant. Now the dish to Dinwiddie. A floater. Jordan. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Booker outside. Pass to Diallo. Here's Neto. Guarded by KD. Shot clock at 5. Here's the floater. It'll go, and the Nets lead is cut back down to 3 after the basket from Neto.
Boy, that was a sweet-looking teardrop. There's very little defense for that.
Pass to Dinwiddie. Back to Harden. It's up a 3. Sinks the triple. Harden's got the lead up to 6 now for Brooklyn.
And Harden is a laser, a straight-out gunner from deep. Has confidence in his long ball. And, you know, the defense has to get out on him from out there.
Timeout called, the Suns. Mark, we know you have great passion for the game of basketball. Any passions that our fans may not know about?
Yeah, I enjoy golf. I'm an avid reader, as you well know, Kevin. We actually share book titles on occasion. Obviously, food is universal, and there's nothing I turn down. I try to eat certain things in moderation, but I enjoy board games, too. In terms of sports, I'm a fan of football, both college and pro. Enjoy playing golf, and board games and reading probably are what occupy my time.
The Suns making a switch here. Ayton's checked in. While there's a break in the action, let's take a look at the players who had the most steals in the league last season. James Harden is second. Third is Chris Paul.
And with all the steals these two came away with, they probably put a thought in the back of every opponent's head, and it wasn't a very good thought.
Here's Neto. He kicks it to Kaminsky. Now here's Ayton. Kaminsky finds Johnson. Here's Neto. Passes it to Kaminsky. Booker trying to free himself up. Kaminsky misses.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
For Brooklyn, they have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. Prince is checked in for Jordan. And the Suns making a change here as well. Bridges checks in.
One shot.
Suns trail by 9. Neto, the pass to Kaminsky. Kicks it to Bridges. Cranes the three-pointer. Bridges has got 6.
Could have been much better defense. I mean, you can't give this guy any room to operate.
Dinwiddie passes to Harden. Now here's Durant. A pass to Claxton. Outside for Durant. Shot clock at 3. Over Bridges. Nets with the new shot clock. Prince misses. Phoenix has gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. On the wing, Booker, guarded by Harden. Booker, the pass to Ayton. Good. A nice assist from Booker. Booker's got 3 assists tonight.
And this is where Ayton does the most damage. Inside, feels like he can score on anyone.
Now here's Dinwiddie. 5 points in the game. Bucket is good. 7 points in the game.
Really starting to find himself now, guys, after getting shut out in the first quarter.
Neto, the pass to Kaminsky. Looking to get it going. It'll go, and the Nets lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Devin Booker. And it's Dinwiddie with the ball. Bringing it up now for Brooklyn. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Now here's Durant. 10 points for him. And there's the foul. And it's on Taurean Prince. That is his first foul of the game. Sharch checked in for the Suns. Suns trail by 4. Booker in the corner. Here's Ayton, and Ayton throws it down.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for them.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
And you know, those second chance opportunities can be game changers. He represents so much value to this team because of what he does. Impeccable mechanics this quarter. He's been perfect from the field.
Here's Neto. Booker outside. Over Prince. They get the rebound. It's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Ayton.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Harden can't hit.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys. After having none in the first, he gets 2 3-point shots to go here.
Here's Neto. Kicks it out to Booker. Tries again. Neto can't get it to go.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
And Durant just great at picking apart the defense. When they leave one of his guys open, he is quick to get the ball to.
Phoenix with the ball. After the basket by Brooklyn. Here's Sharch. It's hauled in by Claxton. Nets leading by 5.
2 for 1, probably the way to go.
You can't just heave it, though. I mean, it's got to be a quality shot.
Dinwiddie passes to Claxton. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It goes on Devin Booker. The Nets have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. Chris Paul checked in for Raul Neto. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
And Greg, definitely that's one of the reasons they're in front right now.
Sharch outside. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. And here is Bridges. He's got 6 to halt the run. Durant with some nice D.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
And so it's Brooklyn bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. A terrific tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part of their offense. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks a lot, Katie. It looks like you guys were able to build as the half went along. What happened out there?
Well, we stayed with our defense, and I think we were a little lazy at the end of that first quarter. We just came out and made them shoot tough shots, and rebound the basketball and get out and get some easy points.
Certainly showed in the second quarter. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. They did jump out to a lead in the opening period, but 4 points was the biggest it got. They gathered some serious momentum in the second quarter, and as well as they played, it's a little bit of a surprise that their lead isn't more than 7 points here at the half. Let's start with you, Shaq. What'd you think about the Nets?
You know what, Ernie, I got to stand up on this one. I salute to their bench. Man, once the starters came out, man, the others just came to life. You got to love seeing that kind of contribution come from the others. Man, they look beautiful tonight.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Phoenix?
It looked like they were shooting threes blindfolded. Sometimes you could get cold, but that was atrocious. It was scary. But they also looked scattered out there, and I think that disorganization was the main issue for them missing those shots. They need to establish themselves better into a better rhythm in the second half and avoid relying so heavily on the three-point shot.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side,
my brother.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books. 1 half to go. And so it's Harden bringing it up for the Nets. Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Monty Williams. Bridges and Saric make up the forwards. Devin Booker out there with Paul. And it's Ayton in at the 5 down low. And Durant sends it back. Ball against Dinwiddie. Yes, once again, it remains perfect. 6 attempts and 6 hits.
You know, guys, I like the way Dinwiddie uses his body and strength. I mean, he doesn't have a problem overcoming physical defense.
And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. And he lays it up and in. Harden's got the lead up to 11 now for the Nets.
Way ahead of the field. He can do pretty much whatever he wants.
You know, and not leaving anything to chance either. That's why he takes it right to the bucket. You know, no matter how you feel about James Harden, you've got to respect his love for the game. I mean, he absolutely lives and breathes basketball. And that passion has driven him to become the player he is today.
Here is Durant following the basket by Chris Paul. From down low. Bank shot, no good.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
And Clark, last year, Harden was quoted in saying, most players don't really love basketball.
Well, I don't know about most. That seems a bit extreme. Maybe he feels that they don't love it as much as he does, which certainly you could understand. But I can say that very few players have the drive and determination to improve their game the way Harden has. That's part of why he's been an MVP.
This is his first chance at the line tonight. First one falls for him. Zone defense, Clark, being played now by a lot of teams. It's amazing that even with that, the point totals just continue to rise.
And you know what? I attribute the point totals continuing to rise to a couple of things. One, the volume of three-point shots that are being taken. And I think teams are playing at a little faster pace universally. You don't see as much walking the ball up the floor as I think you may have seen in years past. He's as solid as it gets from the line. I mean, give him the opportunity. He's cashing in on those.
And Saric kicks to Bridges. Pass to Ayton. They double him with Jordan. 6 on the shot clock. And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way.
A moment here to check out Kevin Durant. Coming off a terrific season. 8th in scoring, and he was top 10 in free throw percentage. Did not waste opportunities to convert at the line.
And back to his points per game average last year, he literally propped up the team's offense whenever they needed. Irving up top. 9 points in the game so far. Down low, Durant. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 3 assists now in this one.
Yeah, I just love how Durant finishes over contact, not allowing the D to contain it.
Now here's Paul. 8 points for him. No good from Booker.
Yeah, that's another miss for him. They're behind in this game largely because he shot so poorly.
Harden can't hit. Suns trail by 11. And up the court come the Suns on the break. Bridges misses. For Brooklyn, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. And here's Prince outside. Goes back up. And KD finishes inside. KD's got 14 points for the game.
Boy, he's been a rock of offensive support so far, and when they've needed a basket, they've turned to him.
Here's Paul. Finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out.
The ball control that Chris Paul has is fantastic. I mean, those dribble moves, and he's got a bunch of them, look effortless.
Now here's Irving. Over Paul. No good from Irving. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
That one's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut to just 9 on the basket from Bridges.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
And there's a whistle. That goes on Mikal Bridges. That's his first foul. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Harden finds Jordan. Just 5 to shoot. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Let's give a look now at the 2K leaderboard to see who led the league in assists last year. Third is Chris Paul.
Very few guys pass the ball better than he did. I mean, he didn't just have eyes in the back of his head. It's almost as if he had them on both sides, too.
Saric outside. Back to Paul. Count it. Paul's got 12 points in the game.
And that's his style right there. That's his game. He plays it as well as anyone. And when we get to crunch time, that's when he's at his best.
Now here's Irving. He's got 9. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Bridges, no one around him. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Now just a 4-point Brooklyn lead.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first 3 of the half, there might be more in store.
Durant down low. Defended by Bridges. Durant, no good. A floater, and Bridges finishes it off. Bridges has got 9 points now in the quarter.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
Yeah, things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
And you know what, guys? If for nothing else, just to slow things down a little bit, change it up somewhat.
Jakar Sampson's checked in for the Nets. Harris comes in for Kevin Durant. And the Suns here with a different look. Frank Kaminsky, he's checked in for Ayton. Diallo comes in for Saric. Johnson, he's checked in for Bridges. And it's Carter in for Devin Booker.
And that shot was huge as they try to stem the tide here and hang on to the lead.
Yeah, they had been watching it kind of melt away, but that basket could be what gets the momentum back in their favor.
Pass to Paul. Over Irving. Paul's shot is off. Brooklyn leading by 4. Here's Harden. 2 points. That one goes. Harden's got 22 points.
Surgical precision from Harden, demonstrating his sick handles one more time.
And stolen by Kyrie Irving. And Irving with a clear path to the hoop. And he gets the bucket. And now it's an 8-point Nets lead.
Changing ends quickly, getting the advantage in numbers and finishing. They've been doing it all night long.
You know, they've been the more up-tempo team, clearly. It's helped them gain the advantage in this.
Now here is Carter. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Pocket 6. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup. So I'd agree with you there, Greg.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Nets.
Well, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
Yeah, but I also like the balance because they're doing a great job of getting inside and converting around the rim. I really like their aggressiveness.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Brooklyn Nets. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. And Harden with the stuff.
Man, it's always fun watching Harden get going. I mean, he can spray you from outside or slay you from inside. And it's usually pick your poison.
Pass to Kaminsky. And here's Diallo. Johnson outside. Paul for 3. Rebound, Brooklyn. Jordan's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Harden gets the bucket. And now it's a 10-point Nets lead.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Johnson outside. The feed to Kaminsky. And finished off by Kaminsky.
And, you know, the thing about Kaminsky is he is a skilled shooter, but also a factor near the rim, too.
Irving dishes to Harden. The shot, no good. Now the Suns take it the other way. And with all the accolades that James Harden has accumulated in his career, Clark, the one thing missing is a championship ring.
And, you know, there's no guarantees for however great you are individually that you'll win a championship. We've got a lot of great players that weren't able to get that done. But, you know, when you think about it, that's one thing that's keeping him from being in the all-time great shooting guard conversation in the eyes of some. Team success is critically important. Championships add to your resume, but I think at the end of the day, when you maximize your individual contribution, that should be worth something in terms of your recognition and accolades.
The Nets have gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the line tonight.
I don't know if there's a player in the league that has better handles than Kyrie Irving. As a matter of fact, his handles are as good as any I've seen in the history of the game. Smooth, crafty, cunning. Man, it is so much a joy So watch this guy do his thing.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And checking out some numbers for Irving. He's coming off an excellent season. Last year averaging 24 points per, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds.
And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
The free throw drops for Kaminsky.
At 7 feet tall with range, Frank the Tank is a great fit for the way the game is played today.
The Nets making a switch here. Dinwiddie's checked in. And so he makes both from the line.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Yeah, they're making the most of their opportunities at the stripe, and they'll need to keep it up to take the lead.
And there's the pass to Kaminsky. Carter left side. Shoots over Dinwiddie. And again, it's the Suns missing. Nets leading by 9. To the inside. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
Seeing Dinwiddie in attack mode, boy, that's fun to watch. Outstanding at getting to his spots and cashing in.
Right wing. Here's Diallo. From outside, off the mark.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
Paul's shot is off.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets yanked soon. I mean, that's how bad his shot selection has been.
Here's Irving. No good. Shot missing. Paul with the defensive effort. Got a piece of it.
Feels to me like this team is going to need more from him, guys. I mean, if they're to erase this deficit, he's got to step up.
Harris, no good. Suns trail by 13. The drive by Paul. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got 3 assists tonight.
And Paul has some excellent wheels, I tell you. Easily slashing to the lane whenever he's given room to operate.
Claxton the pass to Irving. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
After hitting 1 3 in the first half, he's been unable to dial in from deep since then.
Johnson kicks to Paul. Diallo with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Johnson for 3. Knocks down the 3 ball. Johnson's got it back down to single digits for Phoenix.
Defensively, there was a lack of aggressiveness, and it really made it easy for him to knock that shot down.
Pass to Irving. Paul with the steal. And now the Suns a fast break. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
You know, we see Chris Paul get to the line a lot because he's always in attack mode, keeping constant pressure on his defenders.
Well, it's a short list of point guards who are elite defenders, Clark, but Chris Paul is certainly on that list.
Boy, you think about Chris Paul. In his younger days, Kevin, he was an absolute terror defensively. He could lock up any guard in the league. And even at his current age, as he's gotten older, he's still pretty stiff on the defensive end.
First free throw is good.
And, you know, it seems like Paul is ageless. I mean, still sharp, still quick and fast, and one of the most active players on the floor at all times.
And both free throws good from Paul.
Well, you know, sometimes I think we just take for granted how outstanding a passer Chris Paul is nowadays. I mean, this guy's averaged just under 10 assists a game for his career. Really one of the best point guards to play the position.
Dinwiddie passes to Harris. Shot clock at 6. The Nets need to get a shot off here. And again, it's the Nets missing. Suns trail by 6. Paul with the ball. Defended by Dinwiddie.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
Boy, he had a nice look at it after drawing the foul. Boy, it would have been nice to get an and one there.
For Phoenix, they haven't made a mistake at the line yet. 10 of 10.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Johnson. Durant's checked in for Brooklyn. Saric checked in for the Suns. Booker comes in for Carter. So Johnson hits 2 of them. We've got 22 seconds left to play here in the third. Now Kevin Durant. He's got 14. A 3 ball. Off the mark. James Harden getting it done for Brooklyn. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. Suns trail by 4. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. Setting the floor for the Nets. Durant and Prince make up the forwards. Kyrie Irving is out there with Spencer Dinwiddie. And it's Claxton in at center. Here's Irving, following the basket by Chris Paul. From outside the arc, Saric grabs the board. The Suns shooting about 42% so far. Out to the right wing. Paul finds Saric to tie it up. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 3 assists tonight. Dinwiddie against Booker. Pass to Durant. And then Durant with the jam.
And you know what? Dinwiddie is very dependable at serving his teammates home the court. Seems like a natural leader.
The Suns trailing. Booker outside. To take the lead. He doesn't hit that one. The Nets go the other way with it. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Prince. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It goes on Devin Booker. And that one falls for Prince.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
And And both free throws good for Prince. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Paul dishes to Booker. Looking to get back on track here. Good, and Paul gets the assist. And it's 13 points for Devin Booker.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Passes it to Prince. Outside, KD. Bullseye. Suns trail by 4. Paul outside. Here's Ayton. Missed inside.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Here's Irving following the basket by DeAndre Ayton. Irving passes to Claxton. Lobbed up there for Durant. Here's Bridges. Good for another basket. He's put up 10 shots and made 7 of them.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
KD's shot is off. And here's Saric. He'll bring it up for the Suns. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Durant feeling it out a bit. Over Saric. Durant. That's good. Durant's got 10 points here in the second half.
Man, he gets it done in bunches, does Durant. He's a superb scorer. You just got to marvel at his greatness.
And that one's good, Ayton.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
Well, constantly finding lanes to the basket, getting great looks inside.
Now here's Prince. On the wing, Irving. Defended by Paul. Feeds it to Dinwiddie. 6 to shoot. A 17-footer. And it's Ayton with the rebound. Ayton's got rebound number 19 now. Incredible board work to take the lead. Dinwiddie with some nice D. For Brooklyn, they've gone 3 of 6 in the field so far in the fourth quarter.
I wonder if switching baskets really threw him off. I mean, because he can't get anything to fall this half.
And Saric kicks to Paul. He's looking for Saric and finds him. Over Irving, and that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Brooklyn's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Count it. Dinwiddie's got 19 points.
I can't find an excuse for letting Dinwiddie get this positioning inside. I mean, once he has it, you're toast.
Irving against Paul. The pass to Bridges. Ayton with it. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Ayton's got the game tied up here for the Suns. Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
Jordan, he's checked in for the Nets. James Harden comes in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Kenny Atkinson had some words for his team during the break. He told them, hey, this game is there for you, but we got to go get it. 50-50 balls, getting to the basket. We have to give it all right now. Kevin?
Now here's Durant. Following the missed shot by Dario Saric. Here's Bridges. Offensive rebound. Ball. And it's blocked by Jordan. The Nets have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. Inside. Here's Irving. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 4 assists in the game. The Suns shooting 44% in the fourth. The offense with some ups and downs. Paul dishes to Saric. He feeds it to Booker. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good, Booker. Both free throws good from Booker. Now here is Irving. Outside Jordan. Back to Irving. Ball against Jordan. Harden outside. Over Booker. And then Durant with the jam.
Yeah, that's just the height, the length coming into play there. No one's stopping Durant.
Pass to Ayton. He dishes it to Saric. The shot misses. Jordan with some nice D. The Nets have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the fourth and even 50%. Here's Harden. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Harden's got 12 points here in the second half. And so it's Paul bringing it up for Phoenix. Their next game is at the American Airlines Center in Dallas for a game with the Mavericks. That'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour. The second chance effort. The rebound by the Nets. Jordan's Nets have gone through the fourth quarter shooting 50%, 7 of 14. Durant, the pass to Prince. Jordan kicks to Prince. Outside Jordan. 5 to shoot. A 3. It's hauled in by the Suns. Paul outside. They double him with Jordan. Pass to Paul. Shoots the 3. The rebound by KD. KD's got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
And offensively, he has been a liability more than he's helped this quarter.
And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Yeah, Jordan is aggressive as a rebounder. He uses his massive body, athleticism, and long arms to wreak havoc on the glass.
Now here's Paul. Saric outside. Suns moving the ball around. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation. Nets leading by 4. Irving passes to Jordan. And it's blocked. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. It's the Nets now. 4-point game. Shot from the wing. And it's Ayton with the rebound. Phoenix has gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Bridges with it. He's picked up by KD. One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync. Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Phoenix calls timeout.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
Present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kevin Durant.
And the way he's made his mark with his work inside, he's just been a slasher tonight. Always moving, getting to the basket at will, and just seemingly taking advantage of a D that was reluctant to get in his way.
Spencer Dinwiddie's checked in for Brooklyn. Suns trail by 6. Saric outside. Knocked away. In transition, here come the Nets. Here's Jordan. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Nets lead by 8.
And they've gotten very aggressive on the offensive glass here in the second half, getting a lot of second chance points.
Booker against Prince. To end the drought, it's blocked. Here's Harden, and Harden with the stuff.
And how about the bounce pass there being used to perfection?
Dinwiddie against Paul. In the corner, it's Bridges. Offensive rebound. It's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Saric.
Really like how Saric uses his size and length to get after the offensive glass. Very good at crashing the board.
Timeout called, the Nets. They're ahead by 8. We've got 1:55 left to play in the final quarter. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth quarter. With the shot. Offensive rebound, Nets. And the dunk by Jordan.
Hey, you know, Kevin, there's a reason why Jordan's a high percentage shooter. Shooting percentage a function of the kind of shots you get. He opts mainly for dunks.
Now here's Paul. In the corner, it's Bridges. His three-pointers off the mark.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
You know, guys, it seems to me as though he's over anxious. He seems to be pressing, trying too hard, moving too fast. Just needs to calm himself down and wait for good shots.
Just 5 to shoot. Durant, the pass to Jordan. No good on that one. The Suns go the other way with it. And 101 left here in the fourth quarter. Hall. And Durant sends it back.
And Durant isn't just a powerhouse on offense. He also has a great sense of timing for when to block shots. And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for Brooklyn.
And guys, the fast break was run, I thought, beautifully all night by these guys. I think that was a big part of their success.
Yeah, they definitely ran the break well. A big advantage in that category. And they continually put pressure on the defense.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And bragging rights between these teams were on the line today, and they put in some very good work to earn it.
Sure did. I mean, this means they'll come out on top in the season series, 2 games to 1 now. Got to be happy about that.
A very solid win indeed. And when you check out the box, there were some great numbers for Jordan.
Well, I love the force that he showed on defense, using all of his length to deny shots. He was their anchor tonight.
Here's Dinwiddie. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one.